Hello, everybody. Nice to see you again. My name is Miss Debbie, and I am hosting virtual stories for your enjoyment and delight. Today's stories are back to school stories, which I think you'll enjoy, especially if you're going to school for the very first time, maybe preschool or kindergarten or even first grade. It's very, very exciting. Um, it just is. So, if you're going to school, congratulations. Our first book today is called Ready for Kindergarten, and it's written by Bethany Freitas and illustrated by Maja Anderson. Ready for Kindergarten. I still remember my kindergarten. This is published by Clarion Books. There's a big welcome sign in the school. When I was a little girl, I went to kindergarten at a school called Wisdom Lane School. Wisdom Lane, isn't that adorable? That's where we got wise. Look who's ready for kindergarten. It's you. And this little girl is being woken up by her Nana. She's got her dress ready to wear and her sneakers ready to put on. And it looks like her leggings are there as well. Wow, good morning. Look who's ready for kindergarten. In kindergarten, you'll practice what you can do and you'll learn some new things too. Are you ready to see what I mean? This boy brushes his teeth first thing in the morning before he goes to school. What is Mommy's brushing her teeth too. We all do, right? Have you ever tried to point to your head, shoulders, knees, and toes? Do you know that song? Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees and toes. If you know your body, you are ready for kindergarten. You listen to stories and make up some of your own. With your big imagination, you are ready for kindergarten. Do you ever sit by yourself and turn the pages of a book and tell yourself a story? A lot of people do. You create art with scissors, paint, paper, and glue. If you're into making beautiful messes, you are ready for kindergarten. This looks like they've made pancake faces. That could be a beautiful mess, especially with drippy syrup, drippy maple syrup. Count the shoes on your feet. Count the stairs going down. You have fun with numbers. You are ready for kindergarten. Have you ever spotted a yellow bus on the street or white clouds in the blue sky? What other colors do you see? You love colors. You are ready for kindergarten. This book certainly has a lot of colors. Circle wheels, triangle roofs, rectangle doors. What other shapes can you find? You see shapes in your world. You are ready for kindergarten. You sing your ABCs and you know the letters in your name. Very good. You play with letters. You are ready for kindergarten. Skipping, zooming, digging, swinging. You like to move with friends. You are always on the go. You are ready for kindergarten. Kindergarten is a lot of fun. You will learn things in a fun way. I don't think there's homework in kindergarten. You know your name. You can say it out loud. Get ready to introduce yourself to your new teacher and friends. Because look out, kindergarten. You are ready. ready to learn, ready to explore, ready to try new things. You are ready to have fun. You are ready for kindergarten. It almost makes me wish I was going back to kindergarten. Maybe they have kindergarten for big people like me. Do you see the room where I'm sitting? This is called the Coddington Room. We use it for story times. And I just wanted to tell you, besides our virtual Zoom story times, we have a brand new in-person bedtime story on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. Please come in your pajamas and we'll do some bedtime stories and bedtime songs, and that'll be really fun. So those will be on Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Even Monsters Go to School by Lisa Wheeler and illustrated by Chris Van Dusen. A lot of people call children little monsters. It's kind of a good looking monster. A blue monster in a pink outfit. This is published by Balzer and Bray, an imprint of HarperCollins. Even Monsters Go to School. Little monsters packing snacks in the backpack. Not looking too happy about coming downstairs and going to school. Sometimes people don't want to go to school. When Bigfoot wakes up, he combs his hair. This little monster still isn't looking too happy. And Bigfoot steps out in the morning air. Yellow Bus is waiting there. He's excited. Even Bigfoot goes to school. Do you ride a school bus? Some towns are small and they don't have school buses. School buses are fun. Frankenstein is clean and neat. His jacket's new, his shoes are sweet. He finds a chair and takes a seat. Even Frankie goes to school. Boy, they look like they're in a dungeon school. I see Wolfman, the Mummy, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, Dracula, and Frankenstein. Look at their desks and chairs are made of cement. It's monster school. Dragon's teacher says hello and tells her what she needs to know. And most important, where to go. Where to go when you gotta go potty. There's the bathrooms. You can see this is for boys and the one with the dress on is for girls. Even dragons go to school. Do you like dragons? I love dragons. Yeti is a bashful guy. He's an abominable snowman. When making friends, he's kind of shy. Today he smiles and whispers, "Hi." Even Yeti goes to school. So Yeti's friends are the white polar bear, a penguin, and a narwhal. Troll likes recess in the sun. Look at this picture. The troll comes from under the bridge. What's on top of the bridge? One of the 3 billy goats' gruff. That's a good story. Ask me and I'll read it next time. Outside voices scream and run. Tag, you're it. He's having fun. Even bridge trolls go to school. He's having fun with the 3 billy goats' gruff. I love it. Loch Ness Monster's favorite time is learning her first nursery rhyme. Teacher reads it line by line. Even Nessie goes to school. Nessie is the nickname of the Loch Ness Monster. So, Loch Ness is a lake in Scotland, and the lakes are called lochs. So, we Americans might think it's Lake Ness. I've been there. It's really beautiful. I did not see Nessie. Giant's glad he brought his lunch, ripe bananas in a bunch, and carrot sticks to crunch, crunch, crunch. Even giants go to school. Look at him eating the little tiny carrot and the bananas. Hey, is that Jack and the Beanstalk? I don't see any beanstalks. Remember that story where Jack climbs the beanstalk and he goes up and the giant lives in the clouds? Remind me and I'll tell you that story. Aliens with great big eyes go gaga over school supplies. Ew. He's eating crayons. The other alien is putting glue on his head. Don't do that. They learn to count in star-filled skies. Even aliens go to school. Look at their school bus. Brush your teeth and feed yourself. Put your toys back on the shelf. You're ready, and you know the rule. All little monsters go to school. The end. Don't worry, you will love school. Everybody does, I think, right? Till you have to do homework. Let's see. Let's do this one. School's First Day of School. Story by Adam Rex and pictures by Christian Robinson. I really like this book. School's First Day of School. A school is a different building than the house you live in or the store you go to or a garage or a doctor office. This is published by Roaring Book Press. Looks like the school is being built by workers. Look at the construction. There's a digger and a utility truck, the blue one, and the crane. And what's that? A bulldozer. You know your trucks. You're ready for kindergarten. That summer, they dug up the big field and poured the foundation and set brick on top of brick until they'd built a school. A sign above the door read, Frederick Douglass Elementary. That's a good name for me, thought the school. I think I know schools that are named Frederick Douglass Elementary. Most days, a man named Janitor came to mop the school and buff his floors and wash his windows. This is nice, the school said to Janitor, just the two of us. Won't be just us for long, said Janitor. Soon the teachers will come, and then you'll be filled with children. The school creaked. Children? All kinds of children. They'll come to play games and to learn. Oh, said the school, will you be here? You'll see me after the school day is over, said Janitor. Don't worry, you'll like the children. But the school thought that Janitor was probably wrong about that. Here he's polishing the gym floor. There's a stage in the gym, basketball hoops. And then they came, the children did, and there were more of them than the school could possibly have imagined. They came by truck, bus, car, bicycle, walking, skateboard. They got everywhere. They opened and closed all his doors and lockers and drank water from his fountains and played on his jungle gym. So that's what that is for, thought the school. He didn't know. Some of the older kids gathered by the school's back fence and showed each other their bored faces. "This place stinks," said one, and the school gasped. "I hate school," said another with puffy hair, to the agreement of his friends. The school sagged a little. Why would they say such mean things? One very small girl with freckles didn't want to come inside the school at all. Her mother had to carry her. "I must be awful," the school whispered to himself. Later, he squirted the puffy-haired kid in the face from the water fountain, and then he felt bad about it afterwards. He watched the kindergarten kids sit on one of his rugs. The teacher said, "As we go around the circle, please tell us your name." There was Aiden and Max and Bella and another Aiden and Emma and a Caden. I know a boy named Caden, and a Chloe. The small girl with freckles was next, but she wouldn't speak. She only stared at her shoes until the teacher moved on. "I don't like school," she whispered into her lap. Well, thought the school, maybe it doesn't like you either. The children were in their chairs finally, but just as the school was starting to relax, his fire alarm sounded and all the children exited and walked to the other side of the field and stared at him. Look, they have a vegetable garden. He was so embarrassed. He held his doors open for them when they returned. "Sorry," he said as the first child entered. "Sorry, sorry, sorry," he told them all, even the girl with freckles. Fire alarms are pretty scary. Sometimes you don't know they're happening. Sometimes the teacher will say, "We're going to have a fire alarm at 10 o'clock. It's a practice, so don't be scared." At 12 o'clock, the school was filled with food. At 12:30, the school was filled with garbage. At one table, a boy told a funny joke, and another boy laughed so hard that milk came out of his nose. Did you ever see that happen? Now I'm covered with nose milk, thought the school. He had to admit it was a pretty funny joke, though, and even the girl with freckles liked it. They're all eating together at the table. After lunch, the kindergarten kids learned about shapes. "A rectangle has 4 sides," said the teacher. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a square has 4 sides too. In fact, a square is actually a special kind of rectangle. "Wow," said the school. I did not know that. Did you? Afterward, the children made pictures with glitter and paste. The girl with freckles made a picture of the school. "It looks just like me," thought the school, except glittery. "It's like she's known me all of my life." "Do you think I could have your picture?" said the teacher. "Don't tell anyone, but I think it's the best." The school thought she was probably right about that. The freckled girl smiled when the teacher stuck her drawing onto the school wall with a pushpin. "Ouch," said the school, but he didn't mind, not really. At 3 o'clock, the parents came to pick up the children in their trucks and cars and the school bus. At 3:30, janitor came to pick up the school. I was full of kids, the school told him, and I heard a joke, and I accidentally had a fire drill, but everyone was nice about it, and I listened to a classroom and learned about shapes. You had a big day, said janitor. Do you think, the school said, do you think you could invite everyone to come back tomorrow, especially that little freckled girl? Janitor nodded. I'll see what I can do. Later, janitor sat on top of the school, and they watched the sun go down. In the beginning, I didn't know what I was, said the school. I thought I was your house. Nope, said janitor. I suppose some other place gets to be your house, the school added. Janitor nodded. That's true, but you get to be a school, and that's lucky. And the school thought he was probably right about that. There's nothing quite like a school. The end. Oh boy, that was such a good story. I have one more, I think. Yes, one more for today. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed reading school stories. I hope you enjoyed listening to them. By the way, you can come to our story times if you're not in school. We have story time at 10:30 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings. If you're in school, that's why we have Thursday night stories at 7 o'clock. Come in your pajamas, and so you can dive into bed when you go home. That'll be a lot of fun. We have a lot of other things going on in the library for our school-age kids. Click, Clack, Quack to School by Doreen, Cronin, and Betsy, Lewin. This is from a series of books by Doreen Cronin about cows and a farmer and clicking and clacking. Okay, this is published by Anthem Books for Young Readers. Oh, the duck found a letter in the mailbox. Click, clack, quack to school. On Monday, Duck brought a letter to Farmer Brown. Some of it was written in crayon. Dear Farmer Brown, please be our guest at our farm day lunch tomorrow. Bring the animals too. Love, Dinkelmeyer Elementary School. P.S. What is your favorite color? P.P.S. How old are you? P.P.P.S. We have a turtle. Turtles are fun pets, not allowed in New Jersey. Boo. Farmer Brown was so excited he had not been to school in a very, very, very long time. He's remembering when he went to school as a little boy, but now he's an old farmer. He must get the animals ready. We are going to school tomorrow, he told the cows. We must get ready. The cows had never been to school. They were so excited. They stomped and clomped and mooed. School is very quiet, said Farmer Brown. There is no clomping, no stomping, and no mooing. The cows were not so excited anymore. We are going to school tomorrow, Farmer Brown told the chickens. The chickens had never been to school. They were so excited. They clapped and snapped and cluck, cluck, clucked and laid a few eggs. School is very serious, said Farmer Brown. There is no clapping, no snapping, and no cluck, cluck, clucking. The chickens were not so excited anymore. Farmer Brown arrived at the pig pen. We are going to school tomorrow, he announced. The pigs had never been to school. They were so excited. They hooted and hollered and oink, oinked, oinked. School is very calm, said Farmer Brown. There is no hooting, no hollering, and no oink, oink, oinking. The pigs were not so excited anymore. Farmer Brown arrived at the barn. Duck was meditating. "We are going to school tomorrow," said Farmer Brown, "and there will be no stomping, clomping, snapping, clapping, hooting, or hollering." Duck breathed in slowly and deeply. "And try not to be so ducky," said Farmer Brown. Duck breathed out slowly and deeply. Farmer Brown handed out rule books, and the animals studied all night. No stomping, no clomping, no moo moo mooing. No clapping, no snapping, no cluck cluck clucking. No hooting, no hollering, no oink oink oinking. And don't be ducky. The next morning they lined up quietly in front of the truck with no stomping, clomping, clapping, snapping, hooting, or hollering. Farmer Brown was so proud. They were quiet and still on the ride to school. The cows were not mooey, the chickens were not clucky, the pigs were not oinky. Duck breathed slowly and deeply. Duck breathed slowly and deeply. And Farmer Brown was so proud. When they arrived, they got off the truck quietly and waited in the empty schoolyard. The school seemed quiet, serious, and calm. And then the bell rang for recess. The doors flew open, and the yard was suddenly filled with wiggling and giggling, thunking and clunking, chirping and chattering, squeaking and squealing, and zooming and zigging. So the cows got mooey, and stomp, clomp, stomped, and the chickens got clucky and clap, snapped, clapped, and the pigs got oinky and holler, hoot, hollered, and the mice read graphic novels in the shade. Inside the school, Duck was just Ducky. He sat in the principal's chair. Here are the rules. Be kind, be safe, be helpful, be honest, respect one another, and don't eat the paste. The end. Click, clack, quack to school. Thank you for sharing my stories today. I hope you like them, and we'll do them each week. Next week, I'm going to have some pirate stories, so I hope you tune in for that. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.